Hey, this is SJ Talks from Life coming back at you with another video. You're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. I'm gonna play this clip from Joel Lowell here on YouTube. I'm gonna play this clip and then I'm gonna come back with my commentary. She's really some of the things that she's saying in this video is so true. Okay, let me play it.
A woman describe what it was like when she met her husband. And, fill in the blank with all the cute romantic stuff, they did and everything as they got to know each other. And she described what it was like when he proposed to her. And she said she had panic attacks and she freaked out and she cried. And she said that was just her way of grieving the fact that she was going to not be single anymore. And I just want to say, y'all do realize you don't have to get married. You don't have to move in with anybody or have kids.
Right.
You don't. There's no law that says you have to do those things.
Right.
Now, I'm no psychologist. I work nowhere near the mental health profession. But having the reaction of panic attacks and, freaking out, I don't know if that's a good thing. Now, I understand being a little nervous, your feet might be a little cold to the touch, but, that's normal as you think about this new life and this new future. But if you're like freaking, your body is literally having a negative reaction. And I'm not saying you can never get married if that's really what you want, but it's perfectly okay to not.
Right.
One of the most tragic things, and I've said this before, I have a love-hate relationship with this app because we have all these new therapy buzzwords, and that's a good thing because it helps us put a name to things that have happened to us or that we might be feeling. But it's also a bad thing because sometimes we can misuse those words and diagnose people with things and ourselves with things that we don't have, or we're feeling something that is quite literally a negative reaction, but we're just saying, oh, it's just this, it's just that. I'm not saying that you have to be perfect when you meet someone. I go to the therapist twice a month. There was one point in time where I was like twice a week. I'm a basket case. Nobody's gonna be perfect.
Nothing wrong with that.
But if you're like breaking out in hives and having a panic attack and you're like weeping and sobbing, it might not be a no, but it might be a not right now.
Right.
I don't know. I just feel like as women, we're villainized for protecting our feelings. They say we're sabotaging. They villainize us for having our guard up, and they tell us we can't do that.
Exactly.
So we're villainized for doing anything at all to be smart.
That is so
and
true.
To protect ourselves.
Absolutely.
The world grooms us to be open and vulnerable to everything because that might be the one. So you have to be open to everything,
I like
or
that.
you might miss it.
I like that voice.
I'm quite fed up.
Me too.
And we also villainize women who say, you know what, for whatever reason, I just don't want to be married or be in a relationship. And then we tell them, you can't do that. You can't give up on love.
Ain't that the truth?
You have to be open to love.
Ain't that the truth?
Anytime we don't want to be in communication with a man or in relationship with a man, we get diagnosed with some shit.
Mm-hmm.
We get villainized and we get told, you can't do that. You can't do that. You have to want love. You have to be married. You have to be in a relationship. You can't just, the bane of my existence, this
Thank
phrase, you can't just give up on love. And if somebody can find me a piece of literature or a licensed professional who can say that unless you are in a romantic relationship, you will die, I'm going to be convinced that it's not a requirement to walk this earth.
Thank you.
But unfortunately, in 2024, we're still being conditioned to believe that it is a requirement, and not wanting to partake in that requirement is wrong. You're doing something wrong. There's something, and there might be something where you do need to get checked out. You know?
Yeah.
And it is possible to sabotage a good relationship. But I'm gonna say this, and this is based on life experiences of myself and other women. Anytime we have sabotaged a relationship, it was simply either because, one, our bodies, our psyches knew that dude wasn't it. Doesn't mean he was a bad person. He just wasn't the one. Or there really was some shit going on that we were in denial about. And we were just sabotaging it, but really we were just escaping a fucked up situation or what could have potentially been that.
Right.
Nervousness, you know, I can understand. Joining yourself to someone legally to the point where you will have to go back through the court system to undo that bond.
Okay, I'm back. She's making so many great, excellent points in this video. That is so true. I was just thinking about this too. It's like when I tell people I don't want to be married, it's like I think it's especially. I think it's especially hard for men to wrap their mind around the fact that when a woman say, even like on here on YouTube, it's hard for men to wrap their mind, or you can tell by their commentary and the way they talk and everything. It's hard for men to wrap their mind around the fact that, we don't want to get married, or like a certain percentage of women don't want to get married. And it's not just older women, it's younger women. But at the same time, simultaneously bashing us for not having a man, or being bitter. We're being accused of being bitter. You know what I'm saying? Because we're always in this perpetual no-win situation. Saying, accusing us of being bitter. We don't have, bashing us for not having someone. But at the same time, when we say we don't, telling us we need to choose better for past relationships that didn't work out. And then at the same time, we getting bashed or judged because we say we don't want to get married. We want to work on ourselves. We want to okay, well, you must be bitter. Then they got a whole nother set of words for that. You must be bitter or whatever like that. Why we got to be all that? Why we got to be bitter? Why is it always going to be bitterness? Okay, when most women, when we get to be a particular age, did we have some past relationships that didn't work out? Did we get our heart broken one or twice, two times at least? Absolutely, absolutely. I've said that time and time on here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that just because I say I don't want to get married, or it's got to be coming from that bitter place. No, because it was many, many, many years when I was younger. It was many, many years that I did want to marry, despite everything that I had been through, despite the fact that I was abandoned by my youngest son's dad. I still wanted to marry for many, many years. I was still open to love. Like she said, I was still open to love, and I was still open to that possibility of finding that special someone that, I could have a successful relationship with. I was still open to that for many, many years. So that debunks that theory that, oh, you're saying you don't want to get married because you bitter. That debunks that theory right there. That totally debunks that theory, because for many many years after, especially um all my failed relationships, which wasn't that many, for many years I wanted to marry for after that for many years. Okay, so this that being the case, if it was coming from a bitter place, I would have been feeling like that way back in my 30s. I would have been in that place way back in my 30s. But at different stages of our lives, we change. We literally change every decade, and at different stages of our lives, we don't sometimes we don't want the same things. We want different things at different stages in our lives. And people have a hard time wrapping their mind around the fact that, like she said, like people will say, well, be open to love, and it might be, it's somebody, don't give up, there's somebody out there for you, and all this kind of stuff, you know all that kind of stuff. I you know I'm glad that you got your hopes, you open, and you got your hopes high and everything. That's all well and good. But they just people just have a hard time, particularly if you're a woman of a particular age. Oh, she's over 50. She's gotta want somebody. She's gotta want somebody. She's over 50. She's gotta want somebody. People literally have a hard time wrapping their mind around the fact that, and I've done a lot of soul searching. I've done a lot of soul searching about this, and I honestly, at this stage of my life, I don't feel like I want to be married. Like I said, my friend, we caught up after many years. She told me, she's talking about, even if he don't have no legs. I'm like, what the heck? I said, I physically cannot take care of someone that don't have any legs. What are you talking about? I got back issues, leg issues. I physically cannot take care of a man that don't have legs. This is literally what my friend said to me. This is literally what she said to me. Even if he don't have no legs, what? If he don't have no, God bless him. You don't have no leg. Okay, God bless you. May God be with you. But I'm not trying to marry you. I'm not trying to marry you. I'm not trying to have no relationship with you. Okay, I physically cannot take care of someone that doesn't have any legs. Okay, I am not going into a marriage taking care of a man, being a caregiver. Are you kidding me? And this is what she was like, want me to, thinking that I should, telling me that's okay. You telling me this is, you telling me this is what I should sign up for. I should sign up to be a caregiver to somebody. No, absolutely not. I can't and I won't. Okay, so this is like I'm saying. You're hearing people. I'm hearing people. She, she's very male centered. My friend, bless her heart, she's very male centered. She's on her second marriage. Her first husband passed away, and she was his caregiver until he passed away. Okay, so she's very male centered. Um, she thinks that she needs a man to be happy, and I think that's a terrible mindset for a woman to have. It's a terrible mindset for a woman to have. I had that mindset for many years. I thought that for many years. I've been guilty. I've thought for many years, and then it dawned on me one day. I said, you know what? I can live a fulfilled life without a husband. I don't have to have a man to live a fulfilled life. My dear aunt, and I talked about her on here. My dear aunt that just passed away back in September, never married. She never married. She never married. And my aunt had the time of her life. She was well traveled. She did time in the service. She did a lot of traveling. She was kind of a shopaholic. She loved to shop, and she did a lot of shopping. And my aunt lived her life. My aunt lived her life. She was 84, or she was 85 when she passed. But my aunt lived her life to the fullest. She lived her life to the fullest. And she did not marry. She never married. Okay. And I look at my aunt and how she lived her life to the fullest. And she did not, never marry. She never married. So that is proof. There is many women that live a fulfilled life without a husband. We got to stop telling women that they need a man to be happy. We got to stop telling women, like she said, it's like society is pushing us on pushing that on us and saying that, this is what you should want. This is what you should want. No. Ain't no, like she said, ain't no law saying that I gotta have a husband, I gotta have a man. Okay. Okay. Ain't no law there's no requirement. Okay. Many women live totally fulfilled lives without a husband in it. And I think it's a dangerous message to send to women that women need that women, or you just got to have a man to live a fulfilled life. You got to, no, what if you get the wrong one? If you hook up with the wrong one, then what? What if you hook up with the wrong one? Or what if what if you hook up with, I don't like the term right. I mean, somehow suggesting he's perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Everybody got their faults. What if you fall in love and you get married or whatever, and this man is a good, supposedly a good man? Okay, well, he's still going to have his ways. He's still going to have his ways. Newsflash, he's still going to have his ways. Even if he is a quote unquote good man, he's still going to have he's still going to have his issues. Something going to be wrong with him. Something going to be wrong with him. Something going to be wrong with him. Y'all ain't going to have the perfect relationship. Y'all ain't going to have, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. There's no such thing as a perfect marriage. Women got to get out of fantasy land. Get out of fantasy land. I did a video talking about that. Women need to get out of fantasy land. There's no such thing as the perfect man. Even if he is allegedly supposed to be the right man, okay, y'all still marriage is work. It is work. It requires a lot of work. Even if you do find a so-called good, right man or good man, I don't like the term right or whatever. Okay, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to put work into that marriage. Marriage is work. It is work. It's no walk in the park. It's not for the faint of heart. Marriage is work. Even if you're with the so-called right person, it is work. And some of us are not willing or cannot put in the work. I'm at a stage in my life to where I don't have what it takes to put work into a marriage. Okay, I'm not willing to do whatever I need to do to put work into a marriage. I'm not willing to do that at this stage in my life. Okay, I want to focus on me. Okay, I was a single mother for many years. I want to focus on me. Okay, and at this stage in my life, I just don't have it to give. I don't have the stamina. I don't have it to give, nor do I want to. I really don't desire to at this stage in my life, to be perfectly honest. And it's not coming from a bitter place. I just don't. I'm sure there's still some nice guys out there. I'm sure there's still some good men out there. It like trying to find a needle in a haystack. But, more power to them. I hope they find somebody. More power to them. So I mean, and like she said, people create this narrative and thinking, oh, you gotta want somebody. No, what part of that I don't want nobody? Don't you understand? It's like people don't get it. I've done a lot of soul searching about this. Okay. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Me and God. Okay? I'm good. But people have a hard time believing that. You got people that have a hard time believing that. They have a hard time wrapping their mind around it. Oh, she gotta want somebody. She pushing 60. No, I ain't gotta want nothing. I ain't gotta want nothing. I ain't got to want nothing. Okay? I ain't gotta want nothing. So society needs to stop telling women oh yeah, you got to be, like she said. It's just like exactly what she said in this video. Stop telling women that. Stop telling women, oh, you got to be open. I ain't got to be open to nothing. The only thing I got to be open to is waking up and God blessing me to wake up in the morning every day. You know, I got to be open to thinking about some of the things I would love to do in my life. That's what I got to be open to. I got to be open to God. That's what I got to be open to. But being open to having a man, I ain't got it. That's something, that is one thing I don't have to be open to. Okay? So this is like she said, we got stop telling women that. Stop saying that to women. When a woman says she don't want to get married for whatever reason, leave it alone. Stop. Stop it. Stop trying to tell her that, like she said, you know, that's no, 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 no. If a woman wants to get married, I'm not anti-marriage, and that's another thing that people think. That when women say they don't want to get married, they get it twisted. They think that, you know, I'm not anti-marriage. No, absolutely not. Marriage could be a beautiful thing if that's what two people want. It could be a beautiful thing if that's what two people want. If that's what you want, it could be a wonderful thing if that's what you want. But you're going to have to put in the work. Some people are up for that. Some people want to put in the work, and that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. If you want to put in the work, you open for it. You want to put in the work, that's fine. But I don't think it's healthy for a woman to want to get married to the point to where, desperation. Desperation is coming into effect. You desperate. You desperate. You going on all these dating apps. I've been there and done that on the dating, on the online dating. I'm not saying people don't find good mates on there, but it's too many crazy men out here. Women should not be on them. It's too many crazy men out here. I'm hearing too many horror stories. If you're a woman and you feel like you're nothing without a man, that's a problem. That's problematic. You feel like you're not nothing without a man. You feel like your life don't mean nothing without a man. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem to have that mindset as a woman. And I tell you, it was like a weight being lifted off my shoulders once I woke up and realized that, hey, June, you can live a fulfilled life without a man. You don't have to have a husband to be happy. And just because like you get a husband don't mean you're gonna be happy. I mean, doesn't divorce rates tell us that? The divorce rates are through the roof. Okay? Once I realized that I can live a fulfilled life without a man, and once I realized that, it's like a weight being lifted off my shoulders. I was no longer sad, depressed because I didn't have a mate. If I'm sad or depressed, it's for other reasons. It's because of some other factors in my life. It has absolutely nothing, and I assure you there are other things going on in my life, okay, that I can be crying about right now and be sad about right now, okay? And having a man is not one of them. I mean, not having a man is not one of them, okay? Like I said in other videos, you can focus on other areas of your life, okay? But them days of being depressed and being sad because I don't have nobody, them days is over. And and frankly, I think it's quite liberating. It's quite liberating, and it's like a weight being lifted off of me because I don't have those burdens on me anymore. You know, nothing wrong, like she said, it ain't nothing wrong with a woman wanting that, but it is something wrong if you feel like your life is over. If you don't have a man, I think it's really sad because there's so many things in life. It's so many things in life to be happy about. Just the fact that you're waking up every day, that God is blessing you to wake up every day. That's something to be happy about right there. I mean, just, you know what I mean? It's so many wonderful things in life other than having a mate that you can embrace. And to think that it's having a mate is your end all be all, that's sad. That's sad right there. Because society keeps telling women this is what we need. This is what we should want. Stop sending women that message. Then you got the manosphere saying we need to choose better. Okay, then we say, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. We do need to choose better. Okay, we're gonna choose ourselves. And now all of a sudden they got a problem with that. We say we choose ourselves, they automatically, oh, now you got a problem with that. You got a problem with that now. Oh, you bitter, and then we get all kind of labels because we said that. So it's like, come on. It's like, darn if we do, darn if we don't. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up in the comment section, ladies. I like her content. But this particular video here, she nailed it. She nailed it on this video. Yeah, it's like I had to tell women those things. You know, it's perfectly okay for women to be single and be happy and single. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. It ain't nothing wrong with men being single. And sometimes a lot of healing needs to take place. A lot of healing. Sometimes women should be single for a time. Men should be single for a time because there is a lot of healing that needs to be taking place. Sometimes you need to have a closer relationship with God. Sometimes you do got to work on, unpack maybe go into therapy and unpack some things before you consider getting into a relationship or a marriage. Okay? People don't need to be knocking that. People don't need to be knocking that. Okay? And then when a woman says she want a man, then there was time when then like you get talked about saying you want a man. There's always something. People always got something to say, no matter what you do or say as a woman. But hit me up in that comment section. Let me know what you ladies think about this. Yeah, people put too much pressure on women to 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 desire marriage and stuff like that. It's uh, come on now, or have children. They bashing women for not wanting kids. A lot of child-free content creators on here, they say, they get bashed for saying they don't want a kid. Well, women ain't got to do all that. Women ain't got to have no kids. A woman ain't got to be married. Come on now. This is 2025. People need to get with the program. Get your mind out of the 1800s. This is 2025. People need to get with the program. At the end of the day, all we really need is God, right? At the end of the day, and our loved ones. Okay. And a nice pet if that's what you want. All right, hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. And make sure you please hit the like button because I need that algorithm to shoot up. Hit that like button. If you don't hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I need that algorithm. I need to shoot my algorithm up. I'm about to get monetized, so I need the algorithm to shoot up. All right. Until the next video, you guys be blessed.